Political and policy advisor Rina Shah from Washington, D.C. Hi, Rina. Thanks so much for being with us. You know, knowing the legal challenges that have already been filed, I want to get your take on when you think and how we think we're going to actually find out who won this election.
Yeah, certainly the states are complicating this. The greatest is one of them is Pennsylvania. And we see there what's happening is truly a really messy situation. When you look in the western part of Pennsylvania, you look towards the border, for example, with the West Virginia, there'll be a small border where I grew up. West Virginia really relies on coal. And if you look up through western Pennsylvania, you see the attitude shifting very similar to those in West Virginia, which is very red, very supportive of President Trump. So I'm not at all surprised by that region and coal miners still feeling like this president is with them, despite these past 4 years of honestly very odd behavior by this administration. It hasn't been fully supportive, and they haven't fully delivered on their promises either. But again, that's the base of the support this president retains. When you look to the suburbs, suburban women is where I think this president is really going to see the biggest problems. And that is one thing, is because of the COVID-19 pandemic, as I heard just on the previous segment. This is the most complicating factor for this president versus the fact that there is no plan. And Joe Biden seems to be from the area. We are seeing very much a toss-up. But truly, what will most be complicated is these early ballots. And there's going to be a lot of talk of that. Everybody should buckle up and be ready. Pennsylvania will not have a decision tomorrow night because 2.2 million absentee ballots have already been cast in the state of Pennsylvania. Those will not even begin to be open until 7 a.m. on Election Day tomorrow.
Right.
There's no way there will be a result for us tomorrow night out of Pennsylvania, and that is what we will be relying upon. It carries a lot of weight for this race.
Yeah. You know, I actually talked to a few Pennsylvanians who tried and eventually succeeded to vote. They think they eventually succeeded to vote by mail-in vote. They wanted a mail-in ballot strictly because of COVID fears. They just didn't want to be out in a crowd. And they told me just getting that ballot was just this huge uphill battle. It was extremely complicated. They couldn't get phones to be answered. They tried the stuff online, and it was a lot. It was confusing for a number of people. I want to ask you if you think that's just anecdotal, or is it symbolic of the challenges people are facing nationwide?
It is absolutely symbolic, and we know this because there's evidence to prove it. There are college students that historically have voted absentee quite a bit. When I was in my 4 years of university, just 10, 15 years ago, that's exactly what I did when I was at university, requesting my absentee ballot. It's a very seamless process, one that states are pretty used to. And whether you're looking at rural states or urban areas, this was complicated by the Postmaster General's handling at the request of the President of the United States to curb their machine usage, to take certain steps to ensure that the USPS would not handle mail correctly, so to play into the president's narrative. Make no mistake, and I want our viewers to know this, the Postmaster General is a political appointee by the president. And he did the president's bidding many months ago. So I am not at all surprised that there are real stories, again, of college students all the way to senior citizens just not getting their ballot. And we see some really surprising tales of folks driving several thousands of miles just to be able to go vote in person tomorrow, wearing a mask and hoping that, you know, it's really safer than they had thought.
Right. Rina, it really does not sound like the United States of America you're describing. This is supposed to be a free, democratic, transparent election. Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. Rina Shah, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.